The time is 5 minutes past 6. My name is Michelle Ukebu with the News Express. Buhari submits 2022 appropriation amendment proposal to National Assembly. Nigerian Police Force requests NDLEA to produce all the indicted officers in the cocaine deal. APC Youth Group warns party leaders against imposition. Volunteers Hub Africa reiterates commitment to economic growth. Germany urges Russia to withdraw its troops around Ukraine. Plus, Ralph Ragnick insists on not stripping Maguire of captaincy. Log on to www.azisaradio.com to listen to the news live in any part of the world. President Buhari has submitted the 2022 appropriation amendment proposal to the National Assembly. The amendment proposal is contained in a letter from the President, which was read during the plenary today. Buhari said the amendments was necessary to accommodate some issues in the country, including petroleum subsidy, which must be considered. He earmarked 2.55 trillion for fuel subsidy in the 2022 supplementary appropriation bill to the Senate for consideration and approval. It is evident that 106 billion naira provided in the supplementary bill would be used as capital expenditure, while 43.9 billion naira will be spent on recurrent expenditures. Senate President Ahmed Lawan and Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila read the letter in their respective chambers. The federal government had informed the subsidy regime will end in June 2022. Nigeria Police Force has asked the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to produce its officers that worked with suspended DCP Abba Kyari in an exposed cocaine deal. The Inspector General Usman Baba made the demand after handing over indicted personnel to the Anti-Narcotic Agency. Force Public Relations Officer CSP Muyiwa Adejobi issued the statement on his behalf on Monday. The IGP revealed in-house investigation established reasonable grounds for strong suspicion that the officers were involved in some underhand and unprofessional dealings and corruption. He noted that their actions compromised ethical standards in their dealings with the suspects and exhibits recovered. The police said the International Narcotics Cartel and the probe have strong ties with some NDLEA officers at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, and they are on their payroll. Interestingly, the two arrested drug couriers confirmed that they have been enjoying this relationship with the NDLEA officers at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport since 2021. The concerned officers include DCP Abba Kyari, ACP Sunday Uba, ASP Bawa James, ASP John Umoro at large, Inspector Simon Agriba, and John Nuhu. They've all been handed over to the NDLEA authorities. The IGP assured the public of his administration's commitment to upholding ethical regeneration, restoration of professional standards, enhancement of anti-corruption drive, and respect for the rule of law. A group under the aegis of the concerned All Progressives Congress Youth Forum has warned the leadership of the party and the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, against imposition ahead of the party's national convention slated for February 26, 2022. It was gathered that the governors from the party and party leaders are already meeting to ensure they come up with a consensus agreement and a units list for the February 26 convention. Some ministers in the cabinet of President Muhammadu Buhari are also believed to be working with the governors and the leaders of the party to zone various party positions and also impose a consensus arrangement. But the convener of the group, Mr. Owolabi Abdullahi, in a statement issued on Monday, said that as a matter of urgency, Malami must desist from his ploy to dictate to members of the APC how to elect and whom to elect at the convention. He warned that the APC, as a party, cannot afford the luxury of going into the 2023 general elections in a spiteful manner that could eventually lead to the disintegration of the party and the consequent electoral defeat come 2023. The group accused Malami of undue interference and meddling in the affairs of the party while alleging using his office to intimidate and harass the current leadership of the party into submitting to his whims and caprices. He pointed out the recent events in the build-up to the party's convention had called for concern for all stakeholders and need to unify the party members. The group expressed worry at the indication that the forthcoming national convention of the party might be at risk due to the unwholesome activities of party members, who is making imposition of candidates the new norm at the expense of the arrangement of credible candidates. And now to the business scene. Volunteer Hub Africa, one of Nigeria's largest volunteer organizations, has announced its fourth anniversary and reiterated its support for growth and nation building. The event will be marked with a series of activities on nation building and youth development during the celebration, already revealed. Executive Director, Volunteer Hub Africa, VHA, Chineye Nozom Adeleye urged African youths to embrace a culture of selflessness in order to reshape the world. She noted that volunteering is a selfless act and it is a lifestyle that should be pursued by everybody. The volunteer group exposes millions of young Africans, even those with different backgrounds, to multiple skill sets of experience that will enable them become self-reliant. It has also immense benefits for people's personal development. Many VHA members have been retained and achieved leadership positions through internships and other volunteer placements. Volunteer Hub Africa has influenced over 5,000 people through its development programs and managed over 150 initiatives and events. And now to the foreign scene. Germany today said it was up to Russia to de-escalate the conflict around Ukraine, calling for Moscow to withdraw its troops as Chancellor Olaf Scholz readied to meet President Vladimir Putin over the crisis. Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock said in a statement ahead of the talks in Moscow between the two leaders that the situation is particularly dangerous and can escalate at any moment, but believes only Russia has the responsibility to de-escalate the rising tension in the area. She advised Moscow to withdraw its troops around the borders of Ukraine and called on European Union and NATO to engage all parties in dialogue in order to reach a peaceful solution. And finally, from the sports scene, Ralph Rangnick insists that there is no need to strip Harry Maguire of Manchester United's captaincy, despite admitting seeing some weaker moments from the defender in recent matches. Maguire has come under scrutiny for below-par performances this season, and a section of United supporters have suggested the armband should be taken away from him. Many pundits claim Maguire doesn't have the steel of a captain and does not inspire his teammates and should be demoted. However, the interim manager, Rangnick, sees no reason to change or demote Maguire as the captain of Manchester United, but expects him to set up his game henceforth. The interim coach believes Maguire's injury is still taking a toll on him, but sees him bouncing back stronger. Maguire was named United's captain in January 2020 by previous boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 5 months after he moved to Old Trafford in a world record €8 million transfer from Leicester City. And that ends the news. On behalf of the news editor Chinedu Ezenago and the entire production team at Uzisa 96.1 FM, my name is Michelle Okebu. Good evening.